Welcome everybody to the almost live Fast Freedom Formula Wednesday video. Today is going to be a continuation of last week's talk about well-formed outcomes. And if you'd like to see that video, I'll post the video down in the comments. I have my colleagues, James and Tony, with us today, but they told me that I could talk today. But I'll post those links in the comments. So, hey, let's get cracking. We're going to be talking about the life wheel and how the 8 areas of your life should probably be included if you're going to create a big life goal. Like, James, if you decided you wanted to be in the MMA, it might affect some of the things that you're doing, and you might want to consider how that's going to affect you. So if you've ever created a goal of any sort and had it blow up in your face, this is the video just for you. And the best example that I have for this is we had a family vacation when I was 10, and it was so incredible. That's one way of putting it, that we only went on one family vacation. It was like in this red, clunky travel all, with the parents in the front and the kids in the back and the dogs in the back part. And what's really interesting is my father was a really interesting guy. He never, ever, as far as I know, ever had to go to the bathroom. He only stopped when it was time to fill up for gas, and you'd be in the back going, and he must have had a bladder made of iron. So, we lived in Huntington Beach, California. We drove through LA, and then it's like 5.5 hours to where we turned, just on the other side of Bakersfield. We're going along. And these 2 dogs, we've got this one old black lab named Horse Puppy. He had 3 legs. And we've got this 6-month-old German short hair. And too late did my father realize that puppies have puppy systems. And, to the dog's benefit, he did give several clues about the needs until the explosion. And I don't really want to be too graphic about the nature of this explosion, but I'm pretty sure that you can get the gist or the smell. Oh yeah. And about that time, it took about 3 more hours to get to Bakersfield. Remember, my dad doesn't stop. So we are back there, and this is one of those old cars, no AC. It's 1,200 degrees outside. You got the windows open with the wind blowing in our hair. I had hair back then. And finally, we pull in for gas. And this big happy guy, in the olden days, this was in the 60s. So they had people who would fill your tanks up. And they always had a big happy smile, and he leans in the window and says, "Hey, would you like to steam clean your car after you get it filled up?" And that was when the smell hit him. And he's like, and he backs up and he goes, "Yeah, steam cleaning is going to be right over there." And just like, yeah, I'm 10, I don't know anything. I'm not even sure I was completely conscious back then, but my poor 14-year-old sister, she must have been dying 1,000 deaths. So mom takes us across the street over to Kmart, leaves us outside, because the way we smell. And when she comes out, she has me stripped down to my underwear right out there on the street. And I don't remember how my sister changed her clothes. And I also remember that at that time, I don't know if anybody remembers PF Flyers. They were a pair of tennis shoes. They were the competitor of Converse All-Stars. And these PF Flyers, man, I begged and cajoled and negotiated with my parents to get a pair of these high-top tennis shoes. And I had to abandon those babies right there in Bakersfield, California. So we jump into our freshly steamed automobile and resumed our trek to the wilds of Yosemite Park. And if I remember correctly, our lab jumped into the back seat with my sister and I. And every time that puppy, his name was Sam, got even close to us, he'd go for like the rest of the trip. Now, what I thought I'd do, giving you the outline, for this story is let's examine this big goal of going on a vacation using the life wheel. And I'm going to kind of show you how to work your way around that. And hopefully this will make sense. Each area of the life wheel has different areas of your life. You got physical environment and career and money and significant other or your romance, friends and family, health, personal growth, fun and recreation. And I just thought we'd go through this big goal because like starting with personal environment, like I said, my dad always bought an old car. It was always real clunky. The tires, they used to be made of rubber and they were round, but they really, wouldn't qualify as tires anymore. And we had the camping gear, thank God, up on top of the Travelall, and they never ever got all of the smell out of that car. So part of that personal environment is my dad had to buy a brand new car after this. The career section over here, this didn't really factor into the big goal. So not every goal that you have is going to work, perfectly on the wheel. But money and finances, this one, I'm sure that my dad did not count on the extra expense of steam cleaning, new clothes, new shoes as part of the vacation expenses, nor did he plan on purchasing a new car after the pup christened the back end. Down here in intimate other, I think my mom was mad at him the rest of his life, but definitely for sure the entirety of the trip. So a little bit of consideration, like, stopping to go potty, that might have been a great idea. Friends and family, we didn't have any friends on the trip. I'm sure my sister could have used somebody other than her pesky brother. And was probably pretty mortified about all this unwanted attention. And, me, I'm 10, so I don't care. Okay. And health-wise, I'm not really sure how we survived. I guess you get used to do what you get used to. But way back then, we didn't have air conditioning. Even later on in life, when I moved to San Antonio, we lived there for 2 years without any air conditioning. And then once we got it, we were hooked forever. Okay. Personal growth, I am certain that there was tons of personal growing on in every aspect. I can only speak about mine. I made a decision on that day that if ever I was driving, if ever I was going to be on a car trip, I would stop any single time that anybody ever wanted to, because I didn't want to repeat this. And fun and recreation, I'll tell you what, this story has been told and retold in my family. Like, this is the one that you sit at the Thanksgiving table with tears rolling down your eyes. And you guys are in luck, because I have about 3 or 4 other stories, won't be telling them today, but that go along with this epic trip. And, you can say it easily. Oh, we went fishing for 2 weeks. Oh, no. Oh, no. We had the Marx Brothers and the Keystone Cops and Laurel and Hardy hidden in the car, creating. You remember that commercial where the guy goes, "Hi, I'm Mayhem." He was in the car with us because it was just absolutely crazy. And this is exactly why I think that you should PM me or post in the comments so that you can get your own personal copy of the wellformed.com and the life wheel. Because I want you to remember this, it's really important. When the puppy starts to whine, you probably need to stop and change direction. So just a real short video today, but I wanted you guys to just like have an opportunity to see this, and I will talk to you later. And Jen Antonio and I will be back on the next week, and we're going to do something really interesting. They're holding out on me on what the topics are, but I'll post them later.